Have you ever opened your music app, scrolled past the latest hits and the trending charts, and found your finger hovering over a playlist you haven't updated since 2016? You might feel a little bit of a self-conscious smile creep up, or a tiny sense of being behind the times. But then you press play and suddenly it doesn't matter what year it is. If this is something you do, please know that you aren't alone, and you aren't strange for finding a home in those specific melodies. It's a common experience that many people describe as a quiet, steady pull toward a version of themselves that feels both familiar and deeply missed. And today, I want to explore why that is. There's a curiosity here that goes beyond just liking a catchy chorus. It's about what those songs are holding for us, and why they seem to refuse to let go of our hearts, even a decade later. This isn't about being unable to find new music, and it isn't about a lack of growth. Rather, it's about the way sound becomes a container for who we were, and the comfort of knowing that container is always there, waiting for us to step back inside. Think back to 2016 for a moment. It was a year that felt like it had its own specific texture, a certain weight and light that felt different from the world we walk through today. For many, it was a time of transition, a year of late-night drives with the windows down, or perhaps long walks with headphones in, trying to figure out where life was going next. When we return to the music from that era, we aren't just listening to notes and lyrics. We are re-entering a specific emotional climate. This is the part many people don't realize. That music acts like a sensory bookmark, holding our place in the story of our lives. When those first few chords hit, they don't just reach your ears. They reach back through time to touch the person you were when you first heard them. Some people notice that their breath hitches just a little or their shoulders drop an inch, because those songs represent a period where they felt a different kind of lightness, or perhaps a different kind of hope. It's often described as a feeling of emotional safety. In a world that seems to move faster every single day, where the news, the technology, and the very culture around us are constantly shifting, those songs from 2016 stay exactly as they were. They are reliable. They don't change their tempo. They don't update their lyrics. They don't ask anything new of you. There's a profound sense of peace in knowing exactly what comes next in a bridge or how a harmony is going to resolve. It can feel like a conversation with an old friend who knows all your secrets and doesn't judge you for them. People often find that when the present feels a bit too loud or overstimulating, these familiar tracks act as a buffer, a soft, sonic wall that protects a little corner of their inner world. It's not about avoiding the now. It's about having a place to catch your breath so you can keep facing the now with a little more strength. Here's why those songs still feel so alive to us. They are tied to our identity at a very specific crossroads. For some, 2016 was the end of a chapter, graduation, a first job, a move to a new city, or the beginning of a significant relationship. For others, it was simply a year where they felt more connected to themselves. Music has this beautiful, quiet way of absorbing the environment it's played in. You might remember the exact smell of the air on a Tuesday evening, or the specific way the light hit the dashboard of your car, all because a certain song was playing in the background. When we revisit that music, we are checking back in with that version of ourselves. We're reminding ourselves that the person who loved that song, the person who felt those things, is still a part of us. It's a way of maintaining continuity in a life that can often feel fragmented and chaotic. Many people notice that they feel a bit of a glow when they hear a beat that reminds them of a summer night from years ago, and that's a wonderful thing. It's a reminder that we have a history, and that our history is filled with moments that were punctuated by beauty. Sometimes we might feel like we've changed so much that we're unrecognizable to our younger selves. But then a song from 2016 comes on, and suddenly, that gap closes. We realize that we are the same person, just with a few more layers and a few more stories to tell. This is where the magic really happens, in the realization that music isn't just entertainment. It's an anchor. keeps us from drifting too far away from the core of who we are. It's interesting to consider how the routines of 2016 felt so different. Maybe life felt a little simpler, or the responsibilities felt a little less heavy. Even if that isn't strictly true, our memories often filter those years through a lens of nostalgia that makes them feel warmer. People often describe those songs as sounding fuller or more real than what they hear on the radio today. But it might just be that those songs are saturated with the emotions of their own lived experiences. It can feel like the music itself has aged with us, becoming richer and more meaningful the more times we return to it. We aren't just hearing a track. We're hearing the echoes of every time we've played it before. The times we played it while we were happy, the times we played it while we were grieving, and the times we played it just to fill the silence. Some find themselves returning to these songs because they provide a sense of predictable comfort that is hard to find elsewhere. There is a specific kind of relief in a song that you know by heart. You don't have to wonder if you'll like it. You don't have to evaluate it or judge it. You can just exist within it. In a life that often requires us to be on and making decisions constantly, being able to lean back into a familiar melody is a form of rest. It's a way to let the mind wander without the pressure of the unknown. Many people describe this as a grounding technique, something that brings them back to center when they feel like they're spinning. It's a gentle way of saying to yourself, I know this. I am safe here. I have been here before, and I can be here again. This is the part many people don't realize. Our preference for that era of music isn't a sign that our tastes have stopped evolving. Evolution isn't just about moving forward. It's also about building a foundation. Those songs are part of your foundation. They are the stones upon which your current self is built. If you find yourself listening to the same 10 songs on repeat, it's altogether likely that those songs are providing you with something you need in this very moment. Perhaps a sense of clarity, a spark of inspiration, or just a quiet reminder that you are okay. Some notice that they go through phases where they only want to hear those old favorites, and then they might go months without listening to them at all. It's like a seasonal migration of the heart, moving back toward warmth when the world feels a little cold. There is a unique beauty in the way music from 2016 captures a certain middle era of our lives. A time that was modern enough to feel current, but distant enough to feel like a different world. It's a sweet spot of nostalgia. It's not so old that it feels like a different lifetime, but it's not so new that it feels raw. It's a comfortable distance. People often find that these songs help them process change without feeling overwhelmed by it. They remind us that while the world moves on, the things that truly moved us stay within reach. It's a way of honoring our past without feeling like we are trapped by it. We are simply carrying our favorite parts of the journey with us. You might have noticed that certain songs from that year have a way of making you feel a bit more courageous, or perhaps a bit more reflective. That's because those songs are tied to the growth you were experiencing back then. Maybe you were learning how to be independent, or how to heal from a heartbreak, or how to find joy in the small things. Whatever it was, the music was your companion through that process. When you listen to it now, you're not just hearing a song, you're hearing your own resilience. You're hearing a reminder that you've navigated difficult things before, and that you can do it again. It's a quiet, melodic pat on the back. Many people describe the feeling of listening to their 2016 favorites as a way of recharging. It's as if the music holds a specific kind of energy that we can tap back into whenever we need it. Some find that it helps them focus, while others find that it helps them sleep. It's a personal toolkit of emotions, neatly organized into a playlist. And while others might not understand why you're still listening to that one specific indie track, or that pop anthem that everyone else seems to have forgotten, it doesn't matter. The relationship you have with your music is one of the most private and sacred things you own. It's a dialogue between you and your memories, and no one else needs to be part of that conversation for it to be valid. It's commonly experienced as a way of staying connected to a sense of wonder. In 2016, maybe you were still discovering things that felt revolutionary. Maybe a certain sound or a certain lyric opened your eyes to a new way of seeing the world. Returning to that music helps keep that spark of curiosity alive, even when the world feels a bit more cynical. It's a way of saying that the things that moved you once still have the power to move you now. It's a testament to the fact that beauty doesn't have an expiration date. Those songs are just as vibrant and important as they were the day they were released, because the meaning we give them is what keeps them alive. As you move through your day, and perhaps find yourself reaching for that old familiar playlist once more, try to listen with a bit of kindness for yourself. Instead of wondering why you haven't moved on, try to appreciate the fact that you have something so reliable to return to. These songs aren't just background noise. They are emotional time capsules. They are proof that you have lived, that you have felt deeply, and that you have a wealth of experience to draw from. Many people find that when they stop judging their habit of listening to old music, they start to enjoy it even more. They see it for what it is, a gift they've given themselves, a bridge across time that they can cross whenever they need a little bit of home. We don't keep listening because the music hasn't changed. We keep listening because we have. We listen because we are different people now, and hearing those old sounds allows us to measure how far we've come. It's a way of seeing our own progress, our own healing, and our own maturing, all through the lens of a familiar melody. Those songs are anchors, not because they hold us back, but because they keep us from being swept away by the current of a world that is always demanding something new. They remind us that it's okay to be still, it's okay to be familiar, and it's okay to love what we've always loved. So, the next time you find yourself lost in a track from 2016, let yourself be there. Let the memories wash over you, let the rhythm ground you, and let the lyrics remind you of who you were and who you are becoming. It is a beautiful thing to have a soundtrack to your life, and it's even more beautiful to realize that you are the one who gives it meaning. These songs are yours, and they always will be. A constant, comforting presence in an ever-changing world. They aren't just old songs. They are parts of you, and they are worth holding on to. If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for being here.